NBA and NHL playoffs are in full swing, but which sports playoffs have been more exciting? Anna and I will debate.
A non-baseball injury has knocked off one of baseball's biggest stars. Can MLB do anything to prevent this?
Derek Jeter wants to own a Major League Baseball team, but it's not the Yankees. Will Derek really buy the Marlins, or is it merely a marketing ploy?
And our 5th edition of Woohoo Whoops and Kiss Commit Ghost. I'm Anna Kalasa.
And I'm Roseanne Sapia. Welcome to episode 5 of Going for the Three.
Let's debate.
Yeah, let's start with our debate.
Okay.
So you're obviously
I'm big NHL and
NBA. So
I personally think, of course, the NHL playoffs has been so much more entertaining because we've had 18 overtime games, and that's a record. We haven't had any game sevens this first round, but every game has a lot of games. I think every series went to overtime. We had only one sweep. NBA had how many?
2 so far. We're not even out of the first round yet, and like the Cavs and Warriors are already swept. Kind of boring. Not gonna lie, but
like they're obviously gonna make it to the end. See, that's like my thing, because like NHL is unpredictable because you have the Chicago Blackhawks just got swept by the number 8 seed Nashville. Like who saw that coming? Nobody. Like someone thought they'd at least win one game or something because Blackhawks are usually good. And then you have Edmonton Oilers who beat San Jose Sharks, who just went to the Stanley Cup last year and lost to the Penguins, which is crazy because it's Edmonton's first time in years making the playoffs. So it's unpredictable, and I think the NBA, like obviously, Cavs and Golden State were going to sweep.
Yeah, that's why. Like that was so boring, and I know I was saying that like last week. I don't want them to wind up in the finals again, but I think there are so many good series right now. Like who would have thought that the Grizzlies would have come back and tied the series with the Spurs? Like they had an incredible overtime game the other night. Like no one saw this coming. The defense has been great. And then this Bulls-Celtics series has gotten really good. Some little shenanigans, untying people's shoes, tripping people. So I really hope that one goes 7. And I think like, that does have the potential. But obviously, like where my attention is the Jazz-Clippers. Because that series, I think in itself, is just like something to talk about. I think that that's really like where the NBA playoffs are more exciting, just because you have, like, Gobert went down literally, like, the first 10 seconds of the first game. Now Blake Griffin's gone. Gordon Hayward left the other night because he had food poisoning and was, like, throwing up the whole time. So now here we are, tied 2-2. Like, what's going to happen? And obviously, like, a lot's riding on this for the Clippers, like we were saying, like, but I think just right there is the intrigue, like, now what's going to happen in this series.
See, my thing is, NHL players are so much more tougher than NBA. Are you kidding me? My little toe, I'm injured. See, you have freaking Zach Werenski of the Columbus Blue Jackets playing with a swollen eye. Can't even see it shut, and he still went into the rest of the game, and he's out for the rest of the series, the whole rest of the season. I mean, he got kicked out, like they lost, but like really, your toe, like suck it up. You wrap it up. There's NHL players who used to play broken legs. Broken wrists.
It's different.
It's different? What's different? How do you get injured at the NBA? You don't have a man like checking you into the boards.
Okay, so what happened was, like, this is from his other surgery on his knee. And now, like, here you go, like, he steps the wrong way, and that's it. Now Blake's done. Like, I knew it. As soon as, like, he was limping, then he slammed the chair, and I'm like, oh, fantastic. Like, this is it. This is done. And this guy, like, already takes so much heat for everything because he's, like, great at everything. And so everyone wants to hate on him. And now, little injury, and here we go.
I just think if it's the playoffs, and you want to win a championship, you play. I don't care.
I think he would if he could. Like, he was in a walking boot the other night. And, like, seeing him on the bench, like, you could tell that he looked devastated.
Somebody needs to just get extra padding or more muscle because he's always injured. He needs
It's the Clippers curse. So that's why, like, moving forward, I think it'd be really interesting to see if, like, Chris Paul can kind of, like, will this one. Like, even if they just win this series and, like, lose to the Warriors, I don't think that would be a failure. But I think that's definitely something to watch now.
NHL playoffs, we don't know who's going to win. That's why it's more entertaining. And we can play. You have to watch the whole game, not the last 2 minutes. You can just turn the last 2 minutes NBA. But moving on to baseball, Madison Bumgarner. What? A dirt bike accident?
So that's like, I was in shock. When news of that broke, I was like, first of all, who the heck let this man out of their sight to, like, go dirt biking? And, like, second of all, why would you even do that? Like, I don't know.
I don't know what he was thinking, because it's clearly in his contract that you cannot, like you said before, like, you cannot ride a dirt bike. It specifically says that, and it's like, dude, now you injured yourself, and that's terrible. Like, people have injury issues like baseball, and like now you're doing like, you shouldn't do that. You're making so much money. Like you can get fined.
Yeah. And I mean, he's never even been injured before. So this is like his first time on the DL, and it's like not even okay. Like broken ribs. Now
that's a bad
his
injury.
Left shoulder, like this can really impact him for like the whole rest of his career. And honestly, like I love Madison, and he's so authentic in who he is, and like this is who he is. He's a country guy, and he's gonna go dirt biking. Do it in the off season.
I agree.
But it's like you have to have some sort of. There has to be some sort of regulation. I'm thinking like, and it can't come from the organization, because what are you going to do? Void the contract? Then what? Someone else is going to pay them. I think they need to be stricter
on it. Like the league needs to like fine them or something. They really have to hold them to it, because honestly, as a player, it should be their responsibility not to do something to injure yourself. You should be trying to keep yourself as healthy as possible. Like you're making all this money. This is your livelihood. Yeah. You should be doing like they should be responsible, but obviously some people aren't going to be responsible. But they should put in their contract, fine them something. I mean, it's in their contract, but fine them. Like they need to be a little stricter on that.
I don't even think it should be a fine. Like I give him so much credit because he like owned up to it yesterday. He met with the media by himself, like no PR person, no nothing. It was him by himself, and he answered all the questions, and he handled it really well. And it was just a freak accident. And the Giants are very prone to freak accidents. Who's cutting their finger open, cutting a sandwich? Who's flipping hamburger buns and lands on your foot? But this is a big deal. Like you go onto that dirt bike knowing I could fall off, and he's really lucky it wasn't worse. Like I'm even thinking like there should be some sort of a suspension, not even just a fine.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe like a couple games of suspension. I don't know. It's life though.
Yeah.
They need to MLB have to start talking about that.
Definitely. Like the commissioner's so involved at pace of play, but
and then we have Derek Jeter.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So, do you think he's going to buy the Marlins?
I don't know, maybe. I think it would be very weird, because I just think of him as Yankee. He's the face of the Yankees. He's always been the face of the Yankees. He lives in Tampa, which, I mean, he's in Florida, but he lives in Tampa. So I think of, like, Tampa Bay area, I'd be like, oh, the Rays? Okay. But, I mean, it is a National League team, so it won't, I guess, affect his interest. But he said in an interview that his goal is to
win an owner.
A team. And you know what? He has so much money, he could do it. I think it would be interesting to see if he does.
I think so too, but it's just like weird because the Marlins are a really small market team, and the franchise isn't really that great. Like they have the new stadium, everything, but the franchise in itself.
Maybe a good deal for him. He can.
So you think he would start small and then move up, or do you think once he'd own the Marlins?
I think it's good if he'd start small and like he would bring them bigger. Yeah. Because he knows what he's doing. He's from New York.
Exactly. So we'll have to like really keep an eye on that. It'd be so interesting. Imagine.
I don't think he'll be sent. I don't think they'll accept his offer, but.
You don't think they might?
I don't think he has enough money.
Generate interest.
Exactly. It's PR. It's all PR, guys.
Yeah.
That's what everything is.
Yep.
All right. Next, we have our woohoo
and
whoops. So I will start it off.
Yeah. Let's see.
Last Sunday, April 16th, Columbus Blue Jackets' Zach Werenski got a puck to the face during Game 3 against the Penguins. The 19-year-old rookie is out of the playoffs with a facial fracture. This poor guy's freaking his eyes.
It looks
so shut.
terrible.
As I said before,
it's so like gory and oh my god.
And it blew up even worse after the game. So this is like a PG.
Yeah. Oh.
There's a PG-13 version. Google it.
So Wednesday, April 19th, Marlins Christian Yelich ran face first into the wall while robbing Mariners Gerard Dyson of extra bases. He face planted into the padding, but held on to the ball the whole time. Way to go, Yelich. But look at this. He's like, oh.
That is going to be on bloopers for.
I'm surprised they didn't tape it
for weeks to come. That's pretty funny. So on Friday, April 21st, Rajon Rondo appeared to trip Jay Crowder during the first quarter of a Game 3 between the Celtics and the Bulls. Rondo sidelined with a broken right thumb and tripped Crowder from the bench. He says the trip was unintentional. Lies. He was just stretching his leg when Crowder happened to pass, but he was fined $25,000 for the trip attempt. Yeah, no, he did it on purpose.
I'm surprised it wasn't more.
Bad sportsmanship.
Oh my gosh. Wednesday, April 19th. Now we're going to get into our woohoo moments. Marlins have been making a lot of appearances. Ichiro and the Marlins returned to the Mariners' Safeco Field. Ichiro hit a home run on the first pitch in what could be his final at-bat at Safeco. The fans gave him a standing ovation as he rounded the bases. That's such a cool moment.
Iconic. He was there for so long. It's
it's like just fitting.
It works. On Thursday, April 20th, the Nashville Predators completed a surprising sweep over the Chicago Blackhawks, defeating them 4-1. This is the first time a #1 seed has swept in the first round since 1994. I love this
Just
picture.
look at it because you see the defeat and then
Because
you
Nashville
see the celebration.
is not, you don't think of hockey, and the fact that they swept them in their ugly jerseys, it just really pops out on the page to you.
So I love this picture. Friday, April 21st, Chris Paul found a young Clippers fan in the stands after Clippers Game 3, 111-106 victory in Utah against the Jazz. After Paul's on-court post-game interview, he went over to the fan, took off his jersey, and gave it to the young boy.
That's sweet.
Such a class act. Love
Aw,
Chris
that's
Paul.
a cute. I like that. He has nice abs.
Right.
So what is your whoops moment?
Oh, Christian Yelich. I don't even have to give that a second thought. It was only a matter of time before this man ran into a wall and did this to himself.
I agree. I think that's it's just a funny picture. I can't wait. Just watch the video. It's a good blooper.
It's so funny.
So what's your woohoo moment?
Chris Paul.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Paul. Especially.
Is it the abs that got you?
Well, it's just that game. That was the day Blake went down. This game could have turned God knows what. This could have ended terribly. And just for him to be like, I see a Clippers fan. Let me go over to him and gave him his shirt.
That's really
what
sweet.
What a sweetheart.
Mine is Nashville.
Oh, figured.
I love hockey, but I just love this picture. It's just so sad, but so happy.
I love in the juxtaposition there. That's the perfect shot because you're not only seeing the celebration, you're seeing the defeat.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool.
So that was my woohoo.
Yeah.
All right, next for our final game,
we have Kiss,
Kiss,
Commit,
Commit,
Ghost.
This week's theme is soccer players.
Let's see.
So you're first.
Of course.
So for our first set, we have Cristiano Ronaldo, Real Madrid, Robert Lewandowski of Bayern Munich, and Gerard Piqué, Mr. Shakira of Barcelona.
Okay. I think I'm gonna ghost Robert Lewandowski. Sorry. I just am. I don't know. Is he being escorted by security in this picture? I'm
Nah, I think that's someone just I don't even know.
I think I'll kiss Ronaldo and then commit to PK. I love his name too. These guys have some great names. Let me tell you.
They're all very cute. This is hard.
Yeah,
these
it's
are
really hard. And there's no bias really either.
This is hard.
So.
Exactly. Okay. So I'd ghost Gerard Piqué because he likes older women. I would kiss Ronaldo, which I can't believe I'm saying that, but I love Robert Lewandowski because I'm Polish.
There you
and
go.
so he's the superstar. So I'd commit to him. We'd have cute little Polish babies.
So now our second set, we have Eric Durm, Borussia Dortmund, Oscar from Brazil's national team, and Isco Suarez, Real Madrid. Kiss, commit, ghost.
This one's hard. All right, definitely ghosting Oscar. He's cute, but I like the other two.
Okay.
I would kiss Eric Durm. Oh, that's hard. Okay, I would kiss him, even though normally I marry him, but I love Isco because I saw him in in Madrid, his face, and I was like, oh my God, he's so cute. And I bought a postcard of him, so I'd commit to him. What about you?
Okay, this one is hard. I think I'm gonna have to ghost Durham, just because.
Just because.
Kiss Oscar, and then Isco Suarez. What a name, Isco. Committing to him.
Isco.
I really love their names. This is the joy I get out of it. But
Okay.
yeah, so kind of similar this time.
A little bit, not really. That is all we have for today.
We'll be back next week with our season finale.
You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram at WRED-TV.
Thanks for tuning in. This has been
Going for the Three.